Hey world! So, this is a video about manga. As I said in my previous video, I really enjoy manga and I have loads of manga series that I just haven't gotten around to continuing. So, in the month of March, I did Manga March because alliterations. And basically for this entire month I have only been reading manga and catching up on series and also starting a new series, I'm sorry. And I had so much fun, I enjoyed it so much. I love manga and it just, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a great experience and got a lot of reading done. So today I'm going to share with you which manga I read in the month of March, what I thought of them, and also I have two series that I'm not gonna continue reading, so also gonna talk about that. The first one that I want to start with is a really special one. As you know, I'm a bookseller and I'm actually in charge of the manga section in our bookstore, which sadly isn't really big because we don't have that many readers who read manga, which I'm really sad about. But we've actually gotten a few locals and a few usual customers who keep coming back for manga, and a few teenagers who are enjoying that. So it's growing, but we're still in it. And basically I have never gotten a proof copy of a manga. In this job we get loads of proofs and readers' copies for us as booksellers of normal novels, but I've never gotten a manga. And then in the month of January I got this gorgeous box, I'm just gonna with a program in it and this beautiful little design on top. And yeah, it has a program of the publisher and a manga. I have a proof manga and I'm really excited about that. I think it's so cool. By the way, I'm not being sponsored to talk about this or anything. It's just that the company, the publishers, sent us this and I'm really excited about it. The manga is My Genderless Boyfriend Part 1. It's pretty, it's gorgeous, it's pastel beauty, and the publisher is Hayabusa, which is actually a new publisher, which is why they send out this gorgeous box with the program and everything. They are a German manga publisher, so if you're a German manga reader you can look them up, and basically they're a new publishing company for manga who do loads of female-centered storylines. They do queer love stories, they do younger stories, and I think it's really cool that they decided to make a publishing company for mangas that just focus on newer content and more modern storylines, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, my Genderless Boyfriend is a queer love story. We have the protagonist, who is the genderless person, and their girlfriend, and basically how they live their life. To be perfectly honest, I'm probably not gonna continue reading this story. I enjoyed the two characters, I thought their relationship was really sweet and it really made me happy to see just that there is a story about this sort of love and this specific pairing, and that they aren't dramatic or that they aren't problematic or anything. It's just really sweet. It's a really sweet love story, and really nice and open and cute and honest relationship, so I'm really happy about that. And I'm gonna check out the program of this new publisher to see if there's any other stories like that. But the reason I'm not gonna continue the story is because I think that the rest of the plot is kind of boring. It's internet fame and stuff like that, and paparazzi, and I don't know, it feels like a story that I've heard a million times. So as I said, the relationship is really sweet, but the plot isn't really my kind of thing. So yeah, that was the first one I read. It is really, really pretty, so go check out the publisher if you want to. I'll definitely do that. And I just think it's cool that they exist. Then, where do I continue? Then I made the mistake of starting a new series. I wanted to use this month to continue and finish old series that I still have on my shelf. But once a month we get a list of books we have to send back to the publishers or back to to not be in our store anymore because we don't sell them. And every time we do that, there's at least one book that I have to save and to keep for myself and buy. And this time it was a manga, and it was the manga Given, the first part. I've already heard a billion times that the anime for this is really good. However, I'm not really into animated shows, I don't enjoy that. So I'm more into mangas when I hear that the storyline is good. So when I saw that we had to send this back, I saved it and I kept it for myself. And the story is so amazing that I read the other ones as well. So I'm now up to part 5. I've already pre-ordered part 6. And I now have a new amazing manga series that I need to keep up with because it's so amazing. It's so cute, it's so wonderful, and it came at the perfect time because my previous favorite manga series is now done. I'll talk about that in a second. So I now have a new obsession and I'm really happy about it. And yeah, they're just so cute. And it's a band and there's loads of gay couples. And they're all really cool and I really enjoy them, and they talk about songwriting and stuff, and yeah, it's just sweet and funny and cute and I really like it. So I read 5 parts of Given. As I said, my previous favorite series is now done, finito, over, and actually that just happened half an hour ago. Because the 8th part, the book 8 and final part of Blue Flag just came out. I just bought it 2 hours ago and finished reading it half an hour ago. And now it's done. I am gonna reread the entire series, but I love Blue Flag. I love Blue Flag so much with my whole heart. It's the best manga I have ever read and it will always be my favorite, and it's just so wholesome. It's just so wholesome. Basically we have 4 best friends, and this is the thing that annoys me about this manga series. We have 4 best friends and my favorite, Mami, is never on the covers. Because her plotline is the least important. She's never on the covers and I hate that. So yeah, my favorite is Mami. She has my favorite storyline and character design, and her ending is mwah, just really makes my heart happy. But yeah, Blue Flag is fantastic, and basically we have these 4 friends in school. There's some queer stuff going on and some relationship stuff going on, but I'm not gonna spoil any of that. All I can tell you is this friendship and the way these 4 kids look out for each other and care for each other and want each other to be happy is just wonderful. It just makes my heart so happy. There's so many moments where I just smile at the page like an idiot because they're just so cute and they care so much for their friendship, and yeah, it's really, really wholesome. And if you want to read a manga, you should read Blue Flag, because Blue Flag is just, yeah, it's fantastic. And now it's over and I'm sad, but I really like the ending. I was a bit concerned about the ending because there was so many ways it could have gone, and I think they did a really good job. And as I said, queer representation, I think they also did a really good job of that and of how they made sure that the ending works for everyone. So yeah, really, really happy with this, really sad it's over. Definitely gonna do a reread of the entire series. What else did I read? Yeah, speaking of queer stuff, I also read Unsere Farben, number 2. Oh yeah, by the way, I read all of these in German because I'm German and that's the easiest way for me to get manga. I like have to order the English ones, which don't make sense, and I can't read the originals. So yeah, I read all these mangas in German. Unsere Farben, number 2. Oh, there's something in there. Okay. This is from the same author who did My Brother's Husband, which was pretty famous like a few months ago, and which I also highly recommend. It's a really sweet story, and basically this author does a really good job of introducing queer themes to people who may not be that familiar with it. Especially with My Brother's Husband, there were even like pages in between that specifically explained certain queer words to people who don't know what they mean, and I thought that was amazing, so I wanted to read his new series. And this is about this guy who's closeted, and his best friend who's really supportive, and they have a great friendship, and this older dude who has a coffee shop and he's openly gay. And basically these two teenagers meet him and find his coffee shop, and it kind of becomes like their oasis and their safe space. The story develops really slowly, and it's mostly about conversations about feelings, which I think is a great thing. And yeah, it's really sweet, and there's not much happening. I personally liked the previous mangas more than this one. I think it's a little bit boring. I'm hoping that there'll be more plot. So far I don't really care about the characters that much. I personally think this story could do with a time travel plot twist. And if you want to know more about that ridiculous idea, I'm happy to talk about it. But yeah, it's okay, it's nice. I'm gonna continue reading it because I really like the conversations they have. But as I said, I liked My Brother's Husband more. And then I read the third part of The Golden Sheep, which is also really pretty. All these are really pretty. And this is an interesting one because I didn't know that this would be the final part. And I was a bit surprised by it, and I personally actually think it shouldn't have been, because the ending did feel a bit rushed for me. It felt like a little bit too easy all of a sudden, because Golden Sheep is not an easy story. There's themes of bullying, of suicidal thoughts, of broken families. There's like really heavy topics going on, and these teenagers go through a lot, and I think it's really great. It's a really interesting storyline, but the ending for me ruined it a little bit because it felt so rushed that it felt like it didn't take the plot lines so far that were like really serious and important. It felt like the ending didn't do them justice and didn't take them seriously, so I really enjoyed the series, but I didn't enjoy the ending. I then also read the fifth part of We Life. I've talked about this before on this channel. Basically, We Life is special because it is completely in color, which is like really pretty and beautiful. The thing with We Life is that in the beginning it was a bit slow, and I was even considering not continuing the series because it felt too slow. The premise is that there's this chemical company that develops a product that can like age you back, and they find people in like their mid-20s, early 30s who aren't successful or happy in life, and they give them this opportunity to test the product and go back to school to be a teenager and get like a restart in life, hence We Life. And we follow one of those people who goes from being 27 to 17 and gets like a second chance. And I think that's such a cool concept and really, really fascinating and has so much potential. And then the first 2 parts just kind of didn't do much with it. But since then, in like the 3rd and 4th and now the 5th part, they've really taken those opportunities and done some stuff with it, and also introduced more characters that make the story more complex and more interesting and a faster pace. So even though at the beginning I was a little bit disappointed, I've now gotten to the point where the story is exactly what I wanted and what I've expected, and I'm really intrigued and I want to know how this continues. And like the characters are really well developed and there's so much intrigue about who's who and what the big mystery is. So yeah, really gotten to enjoy the series. And then the last manga I have here that I read was BL Metamorphosen, whatever. Again, German title. Again, it was a concept that just really intrigued me. Basically, it's about this grandma and this young bookseller who don't know each other, and then they bond over the fact that the grandma buys a queer comic, a queer manga book from this young bookseller, and like has never heard about that before, and is like really perplexed that this is a new form of literature, and kind of the bookseller helps her to get into that, that literature and that manga world. And it's really sweet. The grandma is really cute, and like her excitement about this new media that she doesn't know is really interesting. But apart from that, I'm gonna be honest, the writing is pretty cringe. It's not nice. I don't enjoy it, so I'm not gonna continue the series. I think the concept is cool and it's like sweet to introduce an older generation to younger media, so that part was really adorable, but the rest just wasn't for me. And then I actually read 3 mangas that I don't have with me, and they are a special story. Basically 2 years ago, the first part of I Hear the Sunspot came out, and it is so amazing. I can highly recommend that manga. Part of the storyline is that one of the main characters can barely hear anymore, and his hearing gets worse throughout the story. So yeah, basically he's disabled. And it is a queer love story, but it's so much more than that. It's like very much about that community and the way different people with hearing disabilities on like different levels deal with that and feel about that, and how their life is affected by it, and also how people who don't have that disability can help, but also like realize how different life for those people is. And it's just really interesting. It's so well done. There's so many different aspects to it. And yeah, as I said, that came out 2 years ago, and I was really excited about the second part, and then I had to wait and to wait and to wait, and the second part got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and then finally it came out. And like a week later, the third part also came out. So I read those. I reread the first part because obviously 2 years ago, it's been a long time. And then I read the second and the third part. Actually, the third part is the spin-off, basically. And the spin-off will continue. But by spin-off, I mean it's like 3 years later when they all are grown up and have jobs. So it's not really a spin-off, it's a continuation of the storyline, just a little later. And yeah, it's so interesting, it's such a great storyline. And the reason I don't have it with me right now is because my best friend's roommate, who saw me reading those mangas, also thought it was a really great storyline, and yeah, borrowed them immediately after I was done. And is also now done with reading them and really enjoyed them as well, and now we're both waiting for the 4th part. And yeah, highly recommend it. It's such a great storyline. So yeah, those were the mangas I read. As I said, I also have some mangas I didn't read. Let me get them just a second. Yeah, here we go. So I have here the first 4 parts of Attractive Detectives, which is such a fun name to say, such a fun title, and the first 4 parts of Let's Destroy the Idle Dream. And I'm not gonna continue these series. Basically, I had them lying there for my Manga March and had them on my list of things I needed to continue reading, and I just pushed them back to the point where I realized I didn't really want to. I rather wanted to read other things. Basically, when it comes to Let's Destroy the Idle Dream, it's now been replaced by Given, because Given is what I wanted from Let's Destroy the Idle Dream. I think the characters in this are super interesting and so fun and like really lovable and cute, and the friendship dynamics are amazing, and I'm probably gonna reread the 4 parts that I have at some point, just because I do really enjoy the group of people we have here. I think they're really fun. But again, it's a story that to me isn't interesting or intriguing. It doesn't feel like it has that much plot or storyline or character development. It's not enough for me to want to buy the next part. I'm happy with what I have here. Similar is Attractive Detectives. Actually, this one is kind of the opposite. It has a really interesting plot. It has like secret organizations and almost superpowers and that kind of stuff. And again, the title is just really funny. But I just really don't care about the characters. Honestly, anytime I picked up the next part and started to read it, I realized I'd forgotten anything about the characters, and just they don't really seem that complex. So kind of the opposite to Let's Destroy the Idle Dream. I think the plot is interesting, but the characters aren't. So again, I just don't feel compelled to continue. Again, probably gonna reread them at some point or give them to a friend who I know is interested. So yeah, basically these 2 series I'm not gonna continue. I didn't reread them or continue reading them during Manga March because I just realized that I really didn't care and rather wanted to read all of these beautiful books. And my camera just died while I was filming the outro. Sorry if the frame is slightly different. But yeah, basically these are all the mangas I read during the month of March. I had a really great time. I've been kind of neglecting reading mangas for like a while, just because, you know, I had other stuff to read and I wasn't that into it. But I really got into the genre this month, and it was really nice to just, you know, read some beautiful manga. I had a really fun time, and now I'm really excited to continue Given and I Hear the Sunspot, and to reread Blue Flag. Now that it's complete. If you have any other manga recommendations, or if you have any questions about the ones I talked about, just let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new stories to read, so I'm happy about any recommendations. And yeah, that's basically it for today. I'm gonna finish off now before the camera dies again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you always have a reason to smile, and I shall see you soon. Bye!